Hey, you may not know this about me, but in high school, back in the days, I used to study French. I took it a couple of years, and I really got out of practice because I didn't have anyone French nearby to speak French with. But these days, I live about 10 miles from the Canadian border, so I was thinking of picking up the language again to see what I can do and how much I still remember. Although I must say the accent that the people in Quebec use is kind of unrecognizable sometimes. I don't even recognize it as French, but I guess I have to get used to that. Anyway, I learn a lot by immersion instead of from books, so I try to watch some French television with subtitles every week while I'm on my spin bike. One of my favorite shows is an oldie. It's called Y'a que la vérité qui compte. Only the truth matters. In this show, people connect or reconnect with loved ones, or declare their love for somebody, or they ask for forgiveness. It's, as you can tell, quite a sentimental, little bit formulaic show where one party is inviting another party who does not know what's going on and who's inviting them. And they're separated by a curtain, a famous curtain. And at the end of the segment, the person who was invited has to make a decision. Do I open the curtain or do I leave it closed? Whatever they will decide will impact their future. So there's always a cliffhanger or a couple in the show. One of the latest segments I watched was about a guy in his 20s and he had fallen madly in love with a bank teller. And that's the reason why I put up this pretty girl, because that is the bank teller he fell in love with. And he made so many excuses to go to the bank to see this girl. But he never ever told her about his feelings until one day he came to the bank to make a deposit only to find that his dream girl had left and never came back. So he wrote to the TV show, hoping they could locate her so he could declare his love in front of millions of people. And I always find it strange that people are too afraid to tell someone in person, but they're okay with being on live television doing the same thing. Anyway, the producers of the show found the bank teller, and she came to the show having no idea who had invited her. And when the identity of the boy was revealed, she didn't recognize him. Poor guy. She said, I see so many clients every day. I'm sorry, but your face does not seem familiar. To his credit, the boy did not give up easily and said he was crazy about her and asked her if she perhaps wanted to start a friendship. The big question was, would the bank teller open the curtain and give this guy a chance? The girl was honest and said, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but my heart belongs to someone else. So the curtain stayed closed. Now here's the kicker. The bank teller's current boyfriend turned out to be another client she had met at the bank. So think about this. Had the guy who invited her to the studio spoken up earlier, he might have had a chance. Who knows? The course of our lives is as much determined by the things we do as by the things we don't do. We will often hold back because we're afraid to be rejected or disappointed. We hold back because we think we know what's going to happen. But quite often, the worst case scenario won't happen at all. I remember when I was a roaming reporter for Dutch radio, I often had to do what they call a vox pop, get the opinion of the people on the street about a topic that was in the news. And I tell you, in the beginning, I was so terrified that people, strangers to me, did not want to be bothered by a journalist, a nosy journalist like me. It made me hate my job, and I was so anxious to do it, but it turned out that I was so wrong. People were happy to talk to me about things that mattered to them, and they were flattered that I was interested in their opinion, and that taught me a valuable lesson. Right now, there may be something that you don't really want to do. Maybe you're afraid to declare your love. Maybe you're afraid to apologize to someone. Perhaps you feel you deserve a raise, but you don't dare to ask. There might be a voiceover job you wish you had the courage to audition for. The only thing I can tell you is this. Do it anyway. As the saying goes, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.